Hello and welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and I'm here to let you know that this is a not safe for work podcast. We are teachers at the end of the week and really the end of our ropes, and we'd like to talk honestly and openly about education without having to worry about losing our jobs. And so we'll be using pseudonyms throughout the podcast. This podcast is brought to you by many amazing Patreon patrons who support this podcast for as little as $5 a month. You can support it, get access to a great Facebook group, get to chat with the host, get to see all kinds of great, I think we've got over 100 bonus episodes and extra features you can listen to. Some of them are hilarious on our Patreon. You just got to sign up, and if you do, you get your name read. So here we go. Big thank you to Kaylee, Terry J, Justin M, Tracy B, Miss Wonderstats, Quentin P, Ekabex, Mistress Mischief, Natasha S, Miss Anthropy, Princess Buttercup, Dragon Lady Kelsey, Helena C, Aaron B, Stephanie S, Texas Teacher Kristen, James Nally J, Jody D, Samantha D, Lisa C, Rachel, Jin Genie, Exhausted Band Director, Kimberly K, Jessica A, Swivel Ev Owners, Amanda F, Ariana L, Physics Runner, Steph, Michael M, William P, Aldrich T, The Scorpionita, Britt M, Teresa H, Biker Teach, Marsha M, Christina B, Jason F, Abby B, Sarah B, Regina N, Josie S, Sam B, Mary E, Jamie B, Kristen W, Vanessa J, Mary C, RJR, Kristen C, Johanna H, Ermi, Nina, Irma A, Nimi, and Sarah N. Thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast. I love each and every one of you. Also, if you get a chance, please go and support Ludlam Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher or no one in your building, you should send them to Ludlam Dramatics so they can get some of the best resources for their classroom. All right, folks, if you've been listening to the podcast pretty consistently, know that myself, Elvis, I haven't really been part of it the last month. I've needed to just take a break. I've had a lot on my plate. I've been kind of overwhelmed with all kinds of shit. I've had the host the last 3 weeks take over and help record stuff, and I'll jump in and produce and do what I need to in the meantime just to keep everything running. Well, last week, they got together and they recorded an episode. I was getting ready to listen to it last night and edit it all together. And Podbean, our wonderful service, completely dropped the fucking ball and deleted the episode. There was only 7 minutes they were able to give to us out of the 45 they recorded. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do because I just don't have the spoons to put together an episode. And Miss Zola, who's an old friend of mine I've probably known her longest out of everyone here, sent me an email, actually a text, with like 20 messages from all the hosts, audio messages, just telling me how much they appreciate me and love me and that I can use it for an episode if I want sometime. And so it's weird for me to do that. I'm a big one of like, you don't talk about much about yourself. I feel really weird bragging on myself. I'm working on it to try to take praise, but therapy, man, it's a thing. Anyway, I hope you guys can enjoy this. This is more like me being Tom Sawyer and at my own funeral and getting to hear friends say wonderful things about me. And to quote Eddie Vedder, I'm a lucky man to count on both hands the ones I love. So thank you, friends. I'll have a message at the end.
So, we did a thing. It was a lady's idea. I'm going to put that out there first. But, the host and I know you're having a really hard time right now. And we wanted to do something for you. And we thought that we would show you how much you mean to us by sending some messages. So we co-opted your idea of using SpeakPipe. I haven't listened to any of these because they're personal, but we asked everybody to share a personal message to you or a public message that could possibly be shared on the podcast. We thought it would be kind of a way to just show you how much we care. And also, in case you ever wanted to do an episode where you wanted to show how great you are, you can use some of our words. We couldn't find a way to let lots of listeners to get more messages, so we thought we'd just keep it to us cool kids, us personal ones. And but yeah, ultimately this is just for you and for you to listen to and to feel a little bit better about things. I know you haven't been feeling the greatest, and I know you're taking care of yourself and your mental health, and that's the most important part. But we just wanted to give you a little something that maybe helps on the journey. I don't know. Maybe it's weird. I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully it's okay. So hopefully everyone has left you something wonderful and lovely, and we love you.
Yo, it's your boy Count. I gotta tell you, when I first came across this podcast, I laughed really hard, and then I kind of cried a little and was like, I wonder if I can be a part of something like this. Not so much just because the banter and the laughing and the jokes and the scenarios or whatnot, or the title, because you had me sold on the title. I thought you were genuine, and I thought you were pretty fucking dope. And I'll say this, when I first heard it, I went back through 10, 15 episodes over the course of that next day or two. And the more I heard Elvis say what Elvis had to say, I was like, yeah, I rock with this dude. And so you gave me a shot, which was kind of cool. We sat and talked and interviewed. And I was just hoping to not be too dorky or too much of a nerd for your liking. But let me tell you this, over time, this has become like a tiny family that I have come to love and appreciate. But you specifically, I don't see you as much as I should or could, but some of the people that I love the most see you. And you are friends with some of the friends that I knew before I even encountered this podcast. And every single person has nothing but good things to say about you. How genuine you are, how caring you are, how funny you are. That's dope. I've seen that. I've seen little ones gravitate towards you. I've seen my kids gravitate towards you. I've seen others' children gravitate towards you. I've seen adults love your personality. It's infectious. It's amazing. And these past couple of years, because it's only been a couple of years, although it feels like it's sometimes a little bit longer, have been good. This has been, you've provided a safe space for so many, a good therapeutic release, a phenomenal open platform to speak candidly, openly, truthfully, and honestly about some issues that happen to be plaguing our society, specifically in the realm of education. On a personal note, I got to say thank you, because you don't know it, but there have been some pretty rough times in which I randomly can reach out, or I randomly can say my piece. And if it doesn't air, even better, I got a chance to get it out and nobody has to know how crazy things are in my world. But I think when you come alongside with someone at a time like that, it makes them vital. And that healthy connection, that healthy attachment becomes something that is very, very necessary, and also very, very dear to me. The community you've introduced me to has been dope. I hope the community that you've been connected to through me has been equally as fruitful and rewarding. So I say to Elvis, my guy, I will see you soon. And I am glad to know you and be a part of your life. I am especially glad that you were part of my life. The number of people that ask about you on a regular basis to me is great. So thank you for being you. And I'm excited for what comes next for you. Love you, bro. Count out.
Hello, my friend. I just wanted to take a moment to tell you how super badass you are. You're superty duperty cool. And can I just tell you, it is absolutely incredible that you took this idea of the fact that don't have resources, created a whole ass amazing company with whole ass badass merch, and came up with the idea for a podcast that has become so successful and that is so much fun to work on. And I also just want you to know, I really appreciate that you did the podcast because it introduced me to some of the coolest people I know. And I don't know, man, you're just a really great human being. I'm really glad that we got to become friends. Before I moved to Dallas, while I was living in Dallas, and now that I'm living in the best city in Texas, Houston, the best one, no matter what you say. You're just a really great person. You're a great dad. You're a great friend. I always think of you as like my hippie cousin. You know what I mean? Like that hippie cousin you see when you go to a family gathering and he's just the coolest and you guys hang out, but you're too much of a square to like be as cool as he is. So like I'm the square lame cousin and you're like the totally cool cousin. So I just want you to know that I love you. And we're just really happy you're part of our world. Have a great day after hearing this, and weekend and month and year and life. You're cool. I'm sorry I'm so awkward. I'm just a weirdo. That's what you love about me. And that's why it's good that you're my friend, because you accept that I'm a total weirdo. I'll talk to you soon, my friend. Bye.
Hey, this is Misspo Peep. And this is my message for Elvis. I'm sitting on my balcony right now, so if you hear wind chimes or wind or the highway and stuff, that is why. I am really glad that we decided to do this. I'm just kind of going off the handle, haven't prepared anything, but when I was thinking about what to say, just the ultimate thing is I haven't known you very long. And we have not been able to see each other in person hardly at all, but, I just, value you so much as a friend, just, in such a short amount of time. And I think it's because you are the kind of friend that I want to be to people. You just radiate, so much love towards people, and you bring people together, and you create such a fun energy whenever you're around. And I love that, there was one point, on Instagram or something that you said, normalize saying I love you to your friends, and I just loved that, because I think so often, we're worried about appearances. I'm the kind of person where just so often I look back at what I said and I'm like, oh gosh, I regret ever talking ever. But, especially just being so sincere about how much you admire people and how much, it just brings out the best in them. And I honestly feel when I'm around you, I feel my best self. And I just get off that you are such a genuine person too. And just, and the projects you make too, there's just those, there's so much joy I get in giving my students a button from it just makes us a little club and everything like that too. Just to mention too, your company means a lot too, and it means a lot to a lot of theater departments throughout the country. Just those little tokens and posters and t-shirts and stuff really do something to bring people together. And of course the podcast, I genuinely, when I started listening to the podcast, did not even know that it was based in Texas. You went to the same college as me, that we both went that, and maybe that had something to do with the algorithm too. I just thought I just liked everyone's personality, and teaching my first year was really hard, and but it was such a comfort to listen, and I get really great advice out of it, and you just pick you just have such great friends, who just give such amazing advice, and now being in the group text and everything, hearing what everybody says, you just know how to bring such awesome people together and show the best out of it. And I just know that we all feel that way, It's I'm super rambling, but you're seriously a really special person. You're just a kind, genuine, awesome person, and I really want good things for you, because I know that myself and so many others who have known you far longer than I have, care about you so much. And just thank you. Thank you so much for, like, being in this world and, like, bringing so much light and joy. Also, your Instagram story rocks. Like, I so, like, the art and stuff that you put on there, too. I don't know. That I guess, is what I'm ending this on. You have a great Instagram story, too. It makes me happy whenever I see that you've posted, because there's always, like, some weird, like, trippy stuff, and that's really fun to me. Okay. Well, I love you, too. I'll end it with that, too, because we're going to normalize saying I love you to your friends. Okay.
Dearest Elvis, I would not be the tempered Shurley that I get to be without you. I begged you without shame to be a guest on the podcast, and that turned into a regular thing. And now it's been a few years, which is crazy. I needed this, especially during COVID. It was such a crazy time. And having COVID a couple of times, and this has been just such a joy and so wonderful. And it makes me laugh. And it's really become a little weirdo family. I'm just so honored and so lucky to have you in my life. And when I count my blessings, you are definitely one of them.
Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. What more can a man say about a legend? Absolutely legendary. Great friends, great times, and they just keep on getting better. So, from all the way back to meeting you, all the way up to this time now, you've always had a wonderfully humorous spin on life, and it just keeps on going. So, in which case, even in all of the times that drag us down and everything else, we always get to look forward to a time where we get to kick back and sit and talk and just do our basic bullshit and have fun while doing it. So, I, for one, would love to say thank you, Elvis, for having this podcast, being a legendary friend, and all the stuff, all the love, man, all the love to you. Bye.
Hey everyone, Lady Shithia here. I'm here to really honor Elvis because he has been one of the most accepting and kindest human beings I've ever encountered in my life. And I cannot express how grateful I am to have someone like Elvis in my life because he is so uplifting. He's such a cheerleader. And when he puts his, if he goes for anything, he goes 110%. And not only does he do it with an open heart, he does it with an open mind. And all he wants for anybody is for them to find happiness and fulfillment. And there's very few human beings that are as selfless as Elvis. I remember first meeting him at a convention because he was a vendor and I was really interested in some of his products. And as I walked up to the booth, he was just so immediately like we'd been friends for 10 years. And I was so taken aback because people don't greet you like that nowadays. Like that's so rare. And so almost immediately I felt like we had this connection and friendship and old souls were to meet again. So Elvis, if you're hearing this, you are fantastic. Thank you so much for being in my life. And I look forward to many more episodes working with you. And let's stay healthy, let's stay happy, and stay hydrated. Bye, guys.
Hey Elvis, Mama Chicken here. Just want to let you know that you are appreciated by so many and you have really impacted a lot of lives out there, a lot of voices in the darkness. You've kind of helped bring us together into a community. And so we love you and we appreciate you. And we just want to let you know that that you've created this thing that's pretty amazing. So cheers to you. And hey, deep breaths, deep drinks, cheers, right? That's how it goes. I'm not sure. My brain is broken. It's been a long day. But anyway, love you, Elvis, and take care.
I wanted to take this opportunity to let you know how much I appreciate you and how great you are. I think I appreciate you so much because I appreciate your support for the part I play in the arts, and I appreciate the kind words when I was going through all my nonsense, and you really do show up when needed. You're a very awesome person. Thank you for seeing something in me when extending the invitation to be on the podcast. And I just love your sense of dark humor. In fact, today I saw something that you had posted and it just made me giggle and brightened up my day, my rainy day. So please know that, you're never second to anybody in my book. And I hope you take my words to heart.
Morning, Elvis. This is Care Bear. I know, long time no talk. I just wanted to reach out and tell you what an amazing thing you started. When I first discovered Teacher Need to Drink, I pored over previous episodes. I still remember the story of you weaponizing chapstick and telling Sparkles about it. I loved all of your nicknames. I loved that all of the episodes were everything that I have been dying to say to kids and just could not say it out loud. I laughed until I cried. And this podcast saved me my last year at my previous school. It was a really, really difficult year, and the transition to elementary has been great, just really tiring. I applaud you for working with the littles and recording and having energy to do so, because that has been the hardest part of this transition. I was amazed and thankful that you have interviewed me twice and allowed me to share some of my stories on your podcast. You have created a community. Without you and Teachers Need to Drink, I would have never met Mama Chicken, and I would have never made that amazing friend. And I'm just so grateful for this podcast, and I look forward to it every single Wednesday. I look forward to all of the stories. And this year has just been wonderful, but it's been a very difficult transition. And I know I have been radio silent, but at the beginning of my year in elementary, I not only sold a house, bought a house, and started a new job, I got into a car accident. So I couldn't run, and I didn't have a source of stress relief. And your podcast was one of the things that kept me lighter. It was from August until November, August until November, when I was finally allowed to start running again. I continued to look forward to your podcast and continued to look forward to the laughs and talking with Mama Chicken about it, and just know that you have created such a wonderful community and just such a safe space for educators, non-educators to come and enjoy laughs and have a place to share all of the stressors about our profession. And I'm extremely grateful that I found Teacher Need to Drink, and I'm extremely grateful for you, and just know that you are missed, and I know a hiatus is good, and to take a break and to have balance is good, and I hope you are getting
plenty of rest, and just know that you are loved and you are appreciated for all the work you have put into creating Teacher Needs a Drink. I am not amazed that it has lasted this long. You have created a beautiful community, and that is with your love and passion, and most of all, your humor. And we just really appreciate you, and just thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, friend. So I put off recording this because I was thinking about what to say and where do I even start. And that's just it. Like, I don't even know where to start with how much of a difference you have made in my life. Like, ever since you invited me to be involved in, like, way back, 10 years ago. God, what is that about? And all of the little things, all of the getting to hang out and inviting us to barbecues at your place, and just all of the little things. And you have taken a place in my mind and in my heart that is like some kind of you're like an older brother, because I know that whatever happens is still gonna it's still gonna be on my side, is still gonna be in my corner. And I cannot tell you how much that means to me, especially in the last year with everything that's gone on at school the last couple of years. So, not me getting all choked up again. Whew, okay. Anyway, I just wanted to say I love you, brother, and you deserve all of the good in the world, and I hope that things start going your way again very soon. And I know you already have a sister, but if you're in the market for another one, I'm available. So, thank you. I can never thank you enough for all of the love and inclusion and kindness and your generosity of spirit. You are truly one of the most generous people I've ever met, for real. And I thank you, and I love you, man. So, talk to you soon. Bye.
This is my Zola message. You don't have to use this. We thought it might be an idea in case you wanted to use this for episode something. I don't know. We thought about doing it putting together it ourselves, but none of us are that cool. Well, Quincy maybe could have helped, but we didn't get together. So, here's just a little bit something that maybe if you ever wanted to use an episode, you could, or just listen to and just bask in the awesomeness that is you. So, hey y'all, it's Zola. Out of the hosts, I am one of the ones that's known Elvis the longest, all the way back to when we were college freshmen. We've been through school and jobs and marriages and weddings and babies and pandemic, and I'm really lucky to call him a friend. And, and throughout all of it, these many years, he's been a kind soul that will give you the shirt off his back. Yeah, but, also tell you when you're being a dumbass. And it's been really fun to watch his business grow and to watch the podcast grow going from just a few of us sitting around a table around, hodgepodge microphones we put together from his personal collection and sipping beer and laughing, and to this podcast that's, a show that's really helped listeners, that they've written into us and said how much it meant to them, to have just a little bit of a respite from everything that's going on. I'm really proud of Elvis for the podcast and for keeping it going, because honestly, I'm not sure if you guys know, this is all completely produced by Elvis. Yes, there are multiple hosts and there are people who make sort of this, but it's really all of him getting us together and heard all these, cats basically of all of us trying to put together schedules and figure out who can do what and when and how, and then editing all of our garbage together and, making us sound, marginally cool as we were able to be. And he just really organizes everything, keeps us on task, and keeps us laughing the entire time, and is very mindful of our time also. And I mean, honestly, it would have been like so easy for during the pandemic for this little baby podcast to have just fallen to the wayside, and peter out like so many things do, which is not to shame anybody who has started something and had to let it go, because a lot of shit was going on, even if it beyond the pandemic. But he really said, no, I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to keep everybody together. I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to find a way for all of us to still talk, and you can't do it in person anymore. I'm going to figure out a way to bring in new people for new perspectives. And, I'm going to keep this thing going. And we're really glad that he did. And he wants us to help us continue to talk about this like tough profession and how many, how it was so tough for everyone during the pandemic, and even now, even afterwards. Now we're in endemic. And yeah, the podcast isn't out here saving lives. Like, we know that. It's not like that. But I mean, it is a little bit of entertainment for people who are actually saving lives, like by teaching and helping and, having these kids just be better part of themselves and become better people through touching them. And honestly, sometimes literally with their bodies, especially with all these school shootings. We talked in the abortion episode, how sometimes in the revolution, sometimes your job is just to make copies. And in our revolution, Elvis's job is to give y'all 30 minutes a week to listen to people who can empathize and understand. And so, instead of thanking listeners like we always do, I am thanking Elvis. We love y'all. Y'all are amazing, and your hair looks really nice today. But honestly, thank you, Elvis, for being yourself and bringing a part of yourself to all of us, friends and listeners alike. We love you.
All right, friends, thanks for joining us for another episode. This episode really floored me. I was moved to tears several times. And there are lots of messages that they put in that I didn't put on here, or I cut things out just because they were very personal. But my friends have been here for me, and I love them tremendously. And to think that I have even more people that I know out in the world, this has just been overwhelming. And so this is probably going to be one of the more special things that I can hold on to and listen to when I'm feeling down or feeling like, things don't matter. That people do love you, and they care, and they all do. Don't worry, I'm not in danger. I was never in a self-harm place. I've just been really down. It's been a tough couple of months. But I love everyone out there. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Thank you for all the patrons. Thank you for all those who support Love Them Dramatics. I'm going to keep this going for a little while, but I might have to step down just for a little bit longer until I get my shit together. But I love you guys. Thank you for being there. We'll get back to normal soon.